So the first painting that we have is A Young Girl Reading by Jean-Henri Fragonard, painted in 1770. It's an oil on canvas that is 32 inches tall and 26 inches wide. It's currently on display at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. To give you a brief background about the Rococo era, it began around 1750 and ended around 1775. The movement began in France and later moved throughout Europe. Some formal characteristics of the Rococo to note are the loose brushstrokes, which bring a light and almost fluffy sensation to the painting. We also see a lot of pastel colors used, which bring a whimsical and childlike feeling to the painting. And finally, we also see that during this era, the compositions of the painting are very asymmetrical and free-flowing, which mystifies the subject and settings of the painting. As we look at the painting, we see a girl reclining as she reads her book. Her face is illuminated by some source of light, maybe coming through a window. She also shows the typical aesthetics of the time period. She's fair with light brown hair and rosy cheeks. She's wearing a bright yellow dress with lilac ruffles and a lilac ribbon in her hair. The girl also brings the formal characteristics of the Rococo to life. Although creating a definite picture, the brushstrokes are light and fluffy. If you look at the wall, the fluffy brush strokes create a depth and dimension that surround the girl. The light and almost unreal colors of the painting also show that she is a woman of the Rococo era.
This painting is called The Letter. It was painted in 1890 by Cassatt, an American artist. It is currently located in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and was painted in Paris. This was painted during the Impressionist period. The Impressionist period started in Paris in the 1860s. Impressionist paintings' influence spread throughout Europe and later to America. The Impressionist school was to use optical effects of light to convey the passage of time, changes in weather, and other shifts in the atmosphere in their paintings. Impressionist painters used the light colors to make their work seem more pure but intense. The letter is a dry point and aquatint on paper. It is 8 by 9 inches. Here we see a young girl sitting at her desk writing a letter. She's being very careful with her letter, holding it in both hands as she folds it. Her gaze is cast downwards, and she doesn't appear to be looking at anything specific. She does not have a very urgent expression. Her face is very relaxed, and she seems to be calm. She's wearing blue clothing, and the color fits together nicely with the white wall behind her. The designs on her clothes and the wall behind her are similar.
Looking at both of these artworks, we can see that they both have similar subject matter. They are both paintings of two different women working. Their actions in the painting make a very strong suggestion of how women were supposed to be working during the Rococo and Impressionist era. Both of these women are using their skills of reading and writing to prove their own intellect while still being very domesticated. You can think about making a comparison between what women had to do and what men had to do at the time. Not only should men be smarter than women, but they should also be physically stronger, whereas women were supposed to have a very small amount of intellectual power and no physical strength to help themselves. Compositionally, both of these women are looking away from us and looking at the objects they are holding. The color palette of these paintings are also supposed to help you feel a certain way towards the painting. The young girl reading has a bright and vibrant tone, which almost makes you feel happy for the fact that she's reading, whereas the letter has a cooler and almost sadder effect on the viewer.